Don't Vote Labour Again, Episode 42. Deflection Tactics. The left like to deflect from the issue, as the Home Office did, by saying that most child abusers, or sexual offenders in general, are white British. Of course this is true, largely because this country is around 80% white. Any broad category of crime will have more white British offenders. 2 points destroy the left's argument. 1. Demographic groups within the population can be overrepresented in crime. If, for example, 2% of the French demographic within Britain were convicted of burglary, compared to 0.5% of the white British population, you could say there was a greater problem with burglars in the French community. The stripy jumpers give them away. The Home Office report did not seem to grasp this basic principle. Secondly, we are not talking about paedophilia or sex crime in general. We are talking about a particular type, organised criminal operations targeting underage girls for repeated mass rape. It's not a lone attacker, a group of degenerates sharing child pornography, or one old man in a grubby Mac. Another point, which detracts from those denouncing Pakistani Muslims, is that these are only the people that have been accused, caught, or convicted. The nature of sexual abuse, as we can see, is that it tends to happen secretly, without victims coming forward or the system noticing. It is perfectly possible there are similar gangs who are white British, or indeed from other migrant groups. Organised crime is known to be run by groups from numerous migrant demographics, which often involves prostitution and people trafficking. We can see from the stabbings every day how the level of gang savagery has increased, and this is thought to be influenced by gangs from the Balkans, the Caribbean and Africa. Perhaps these migrant gangs will be found to have been targeting underage victims. Perhaps we will see white British gangs uncovered. Any sex offenders being identified and harshly punished would be a good thing. The left like to say those attacking Pakistani Muslim offenders only care when it's a Muslim doing it. Not so. Most of us hate anyone who molests a child, and many would like to see Tyburn Tree return for such people. Besides, even though we do have ethnically British people who are criminals, it begs the question why we needed, or still need, to import more. Aside of cultural aspects, the greater the population, the more offenders you are likely to have and the more work there is for your underfunded police force. Something else we should mention is that the perpetrators being Pakistani Muslims is not so much the problem. The real problem is the authorities seem to have avoided investigating or prosecuting offenders because of that ethnic background. If true, it is these so-called public servants that have made it an issue of race and ethnicity, not the British public. Indeed, it is thought that the rapists themselves were, and still are, acting on cultural, racial and religious lines. These are from my article series Don't Vote Labour Again, published on my Substack, link in description. I usually split each subject into smaller episodes. In the description, you will find links to the other episodes. You can also check out my playlist to find every single one. Please support me in my work by subscribing to this channel, subscribing free to my Substack, and by liking and sharing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon as we plumb the depths of this dreadful government.